between the two of them.
The inside of Coates.
Artcis gets too heavily involved.
And that's Whitehead and Coates.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to everyone who is joining us here on the stream for this brand new esports series from the Virtual Reality Racing Club. I'm your commentator, Anthony Jordan, and joining me is, of course, Martin. Martin, how are we?
Marvellous, thank you, and what a great circuit this is for everybody who likes motorsport tonight. Used to be the Colosseum of the Italian motorsport scene. And yeah, we've all seen some good times, bad times here, but looking forward to this evening.
Definitely. So a very fabulous circuit here in Italy. 3 miles long in terms of track length, 16 corners in total. The track map that you've got up there has got a little chicane on the start-finish straight, but that is, of course, the motorcycle layout. We're going to be using the Grand Prix layout, so that's going to be missing out that little chicane. So 16 corners in total here at this fabulous circuit. Now, if you're new to the series, and of course everyone's going to be new to this series, of course, a brand new series with the GT4s, 8 rounds in total, spanning across the globe of different circuits. We're going to Imola, Misano, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, Silverstone GP, Monza, the Nordschleife, and of course Le Mans rounding out the season. Now the Nordschleife and Le Mans circuits, they're going to be running a slightly longer configuration of race, so there'll be a kind of different race format because of course a much longer circuit. The races tonight only being 20 minutes long, and the Nordschleife, if you're quick in a GT4 car, is going to be roughly around, I would say, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Do you reckon that's about right?
I would say that's a great time round there. Again, the circuit choice is fantastic. We saw that with the touring car series that went to some great circuits. It proved very entertaining with some of the shenanigans going on. This is going to be no different.
No, definitely so. It's a very wide variety of circuits. We've got tight, twisty ones such as Imola and Misano, and then we span out to Watkins Glen, a very open, fast, wide NASCAR circuit with lots of cambered corners. And that is the boot, that is the endurance boot layout that Watkins Glen that we're doing. So that's got the chicane down the back straight, and then the, of course, added on boot section. So the longest circuit configuration of Watkins Glen as well. So a bit of a challenge for the drivers.
Yes, definitely. And you had to look at the last 3, Monza, Nordschleife, and Le Mans. Very, very challenging. And the speed of Silverstone, the twistiness and the difficulty of the Indianapolis. I take it we're on the Grand Prix circuit there. That's quite entertaining.
Yes, exactly that. And of course, we want to thank the sponsors for joining us today, especially MSL Motorsport Consultancy. They're joining us and sponsoring some of the cars out there, and of course the championship, and we thank them very much. So, and of course there is prizes up for grabs, and you can see the prizes up on the screen as for their 5th place, a 1-hour online pro coaching session courtesy of Virtual Reality Racing Club, and of course 10 Tenths, who will be the company belonging to that one. 2 times 1 hour VRRC sim sessions, and they're fantastic sims that they've got at VRRC. I've had a go on them myself, and they are absolutely fantastic. 6 months pro VRRC membership, and that will get you into all the races that you will see here broadcasted, or some fun races that have been added onto the sessions as well. So if you do want to have a quick look at those, join the Discord and have a look, and you can have a look and see what's going on in there. 2nd place prize, Steel Series Artcis Pros. Again, fantastic bit of equipment for your sim. And then, of course, 1st place, the prize that everyone's kind of been wondering for. This is where I hope Dave Marshall doesn't win, because he's already just won a set of these in the touring cars. So I'm sure he doesn't need a 2nd set, but it is, of course, the OBP Esports pedals. A great 1st place prize for this one. So fantastic lineup. I wish I was racing it myself, because I'd love a set of tyres. But as you can see, practice is just finishing up, about 7 minutes left. And as we join here, Andy Mellors in that beautiful VRRC Mercedes GT4.
Stunning. What were your times, Anthony? Go on. I'm sure you did more than a 1 lap around here.
I did only do 1 lap, and unfortunately, because of the very strict penalty system that is being run at the moment, I didn't actually set a time at all. But I think if I did see one, it was a 1:58. And as you can see, 1:51 being the fastest time, that's why I'm not racing.
Oh, good skills. Well, we've got a great field of drivers, professional, and the sim guys are really quick. So we've got the likes of Ross Gunn out there, incredibly quick out there. Le Mans, Aston Martin driver. Then you just look through the entrance list. You've got champions all over the place from various different disciplines. It's attracted a really good entry. Really pleased from an MSL point of view that we're out and love the work of the VRRC and the team.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, it's been hard work to get all these drivers queued up, ready to go. I mean, I had dramas before this, trying to organise racing drivers to get them ready to go out. In fact, I was mainly dealing with Ross Gunn himself. He's probably been the worst of them to try and wrangle together. But we finally got him, and he's finally racing with us, and he's only had a limited amount of practice. So I'll be curious to see how well Ross does. Limited laps around the circuit, so we'll have to see how he does. There's James Mells in the Pink Pig Porsche. Again, a very sporting livery. That's sections off the different parts of the animals, isn't it?
You've just got to love that colour. The 23 car that Kat was supposed to be out in, she'll be out next time, and she's got work commitments that didn't allow her out. But looking forward to seeing the 23 car in our Salzburg livery. 50 years after Le Mans, the first Le Mans win, and then the Pink Pig followed up. So what could be better? Look at it. Great graphics, guys.
Yeah, it is a fantastic livery out there. Do appreciate the hard work that went into create all these liveries as well by some of the team members here at VRRC, and of course many others. But yeah, a fantastic effort as they head through. There's kind of just a quick rundown of what kind of we can see as well on one of the other web pages in terms of timings out there, and I think it's just while we're trying to sort the other one out, as it is qualifying underway now. And the first of the time's going to be coming in very soon. Now, predictions are, I feel, we're going to see Dave Marshall has done quite well in practice, but I think he's struggled in pace overall. I think the main drivers we're going to want to keep an eye on in this one are going to be Maximilian Rohrig. He's been fairly quick out there. Also Andreas Rillig as well, another very fast driver. But here is Maximilian sporting the BMW M4 GT4, the 650. he's going to cross the line any moment now. It's quite a long start-finish straight here. The finish line is right here at the end. He's going to start his first flying lap now. Through the first chicane.
Yeah.
Holding it nicely there, holding it through. Again, a very fast chicane. You're going to be on about third gear for this one as we go on board now. Just can't quite see the gears that he's in, but again, heavy braking here. This is about a fourth gear, and then it's again a dip down on the brakes, down into third. You can see the fingers there shifting down, trying to get as much of that exit curve as possible, but without running too wide. Now, drivers are conflicted on the gear that you need to be in for this corner as we go up the hill now into this fast sweeping left-hander. Now, some are taking that in second, some are taking it in third. But then this one, no one's confused. It's third gear for this one. It's nice quick corner, but very easy to run wide on.
Yeah, just I love the line. This guy knows what he's doing, I'm sure.
Yeah, Maximilian Rurik is a very quick driver. He's been in sim racing a fair bit, I would say. He's done quite a bit in his area. In terms of ADAC Digital Cup Season 3, he came second in that one in the GT4, and in classic touring cars as well, and endurance racing as well, so in GT3. So is no stranger to sim racing, and I suspect we'll see good things from him. Here's on board Ross Gunn. It's going a little bit slow here, which seems to be a common trendsetter at Italian circuits. If you are an eager F1 fan and saw the qualifying from F1, you could see everyone was going slow before they went fast.
Yeah, that was a great race as well.
It was a fantastic race. Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. But Ross currently in 23rd, but of course yet to start a lap, I suspect. So
yeah, he's warming up. He's keeping out of the way, and yeah, this is really his practice, I guess. From he's not done much. That's our car. That's a lovely spec again. Look at that.
Yeah, very nice
Beautiful.
livery again. It was we were having a nightmare before this when it was showing up as a white car about 20 minutes before I joined the chat here to get ready for comms, and I was on Ross's PC fixing it, and we got it going in the end, and we were able to sport that fantastic livery. So yeah, a great job again from the team at VRRC to get that out there, but we'll have to see what Ross can put in. Here's Rob Butler, 4th place at the moment. Again, another one of the Mercedes AMG GT4s. Again, they seem to be running in sync there, using each other for a slipstream, maybe.
Wouldn't surprise me. These sound great as well. It's a complete piece. Really enjoyed our time in the GT Championship last year with Alex, with Aston Martin. But to see and hear the V8s and the various other cars, it was just wonderful. I must admit, I do like my noise. It's quite important.
Yeah, noise is a good thing. That's what you want. Last year I was at Le Mans and I had the same thing. All the different cars coming through. Somewhere I was a little bit disappointed with. I thought, I wasn't expecting it to sound like that. But then the cars that didn't let me down, was there, as we can see.
I was a bit leery.
It was.
Is that Rob?
No, I would say that was Rich Hayden in the only Mustang out there.
It was Rich. Hello, Rich.
Yeah, running very wide there as he goes up the hill. Again, a tough corner, that one. And, of course, in a Mustang, any corner's tough. So he'll just have to wait for the straight lines until he can unleash the power beneath the bonnet of that car. If you are joining us on the streams, welcome. I can see your comments coming in from Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, so keep them coming in. James Magnell, I can see you there. Cars looking great. They are indeed. Some fantastic liveries out there. Again, some great work from the teams. We've got Paolo Ferreira as well. Go Adrenaline. Good luck, guys, against some of the Adrenaline teams who are out there. That would be, of course, Maximilian Rurik. He's part of the Adrenaline esports team out there. So, again, drivers keeping an eye on them. So it's good to see the support coming in. Also, Andreas Rielich as well. Also one of the Adrenaline e-motorsport teams. So there we go. Getting my words out there. 8 minutes left to qualifying. And time's fairly close at the front, less than a second between the top 6 at the moment. So incredibly close in terms of pace. Yeah,
very close, and I'm delighted to see that. from P7 down, they're getting to grips with it, I guess, and the usual suspects are all in the front 7, and you've got Ross Gunn getting used to it in the MSL Aston, which is I'm looking forward to seeing him race.
Definitely so. Again, speaking to Ross earlier on, his main focus has been on preparing himself for the Le Mans 24-hour that's fast approaching this month, and of course he's going to be working very hard to do that. I know he can do this first round, but then I think he's missing the second round because of course he is away, and all of his sim practice time has been doing laps around Le Mans. So yeah, he's been working hard there. Here's Andy Carroll in one of the other Mercedes. That's a McLaren. Hey, get your cars right. There we go. He's down in 18th place at the moment, and again, one of the more independent drivers out there, working hard to get through. So again, it's all going to just be about getting those fine lines right, because penalties system is on. They can only put 2 wheels off the track. If they go 4 wheels off, they do get a warning, and it's 3 warnings, and then the 4th one is a penalty. So the drivers have to make sure that they stay within those track limits. And of course, around Imola, it's quite a tight circuit, isn't it?
It is. It literally, they've done some work on it to bring it up to scratch. I think the last Grand Prix here was 2006, but it's one of those circuits that can't be allowed to disappear. And they've got a good grip of it, and it's a great circuit to go to. And some of the surrounding scenery is absolutely brilliant if you get some rest time from the event. Oh, he's bouncing over the curbs.
Yeah, it's now drivers are doing that these first chicanes. Now they're taking a lot of curb on that first apex in towards turn 2, trying to miss the second apex though at turn 3, because you want to optimize your exit, and that's what happens when you hit a curb. Andy Carroll going very wide there. So yeah, you can see this circuit still catching out some of those quick drivers out there. Here is Andreas Rillig of Adrenaline E Motorsports, and working hard out there. 5th position at the moment. 3 laps of qualifying in the 265 BMW M4 with, again, a very striking livery. It's possibly one of my favourites out there.
Yes, it's certainly striking. It's, I have to be biased. I do like the MSL liveries, but it's up to you.
I suppose you can like them. I mean, I can say I like any of them because I'm not latched onto anyone at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
it's in my notes here anyway. That's what it told me to say.
yes. So you must say you like the cars, especially the MSL ones. But yeah. 4 minutes remaining of qualifying then. And you can see the times. Roig leading the way with the 151.708. Then it's Dave Marshall in second place. He's just 0.5 of a second off. Now, to some that may seem a lot, but of course, when the race gets underway, you'll find that these drivers will probably latch onto each other and they'll struggle to open a gap, I'd say. McIntyre in 3rd, he's 0.7 down. Then it's Whitehead in 4th place. Then it's Rillig in 5th. Butler in 6th. Gunn up into 7th place, so Ross doing very well. Dorman in 8th, Edmonds in 9th, and Merrill rounding out your top 10. Now, again, a very close top 10 at the moment as we look at John Cole in 21st place at the moment in one of the R8s. Yeah,
they're a great bit of kit for a road car. A friend of mine's got one of the manual ones, which are quite rare. And I must admit, he does enjoy himself.
I have to say I've never driven one. I probably never will. So until this time, sim racing R8s will be my way of scratching that certain itch of driving one of these Audi R8s. But a fantastic car nonetheless. I think if I was going to go for anyone, it would have to be the V12 one, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Somebody was off there. I just caught a glimpse.
Glimpse of someone off in the background. I missed that as I was looking down at another screen. But
it's all right. My eyesight from 3 feet is quite brilliant.
My screen's about the same distance, but it's I didn't see it too well. I wasn't paying attention at the screen for that moment there. Again, some more comments coming in. Some great support for Max Roig there in first place at the moment. So keep your comments coming in. You can actually kind of see them on the screen as well, I think I just saw. Is that... yes, they are. They are appearing on the screen as well, so we can see them there. But here's Alex Toth Jones, I should say, not Tooth. There's only one O there. But again, one of the MSL Aston Martins, a fantastic car, another livery. Pretty much identical to Ross's livery, but is red and not green this time around. So very easy to tell the difference between the two of them as they head through the first chicane. He's in 12th place at the moment. Let's see if he can get a bit of a quicker time in at the moment. It seems to be struggling with some of those curbs. He's 2.7 seconds off the pace at the moment. But I think, again, just dialing it in. Of course, they can change some of the setup of the car. But again, it's only small things they can change. Things like tyre pressures, anti-roll bar. I think that's about it. There's a couple of other things I know that they can change. So not much. Here's Luke Whitehead in one of two Camaros out there. So only two of the Camaros, so three sort of muscle cars that's out there at the moment. So you've got one of the Mustangs and two Chevrolet Camaros. So sporting well out there.
That's going to be a great car to drive. Particularly when you come out of the Ravazza and the Renti Bassa and then into the Tamburello, and then trying to get it to go around the Tamburello. That's going to be fairly brave stuff.
Yeah, I suspect any corner would be a challenge. Again, it's such a car that likes to go more in a straight line than round a corner. But again, as you see, Luke Whitehead there, 4th place at the moment. It's definitely working for him, this car.
It's definitely working. Great to see. And there we go. There's the pink pig off. Something's off.
That looked like one of the VRRC AMGs.
Yeah.
Ran slightly wide, not sure which one it was. Definitely look there. James Merrill's then 10th place at the moment in the Pink Pig MSL Porsche. Taking a lot of curb there. I suspect that would have been a track limits, and we were saying Luke Whitehead was on a great lap, and that great lap has gone to blows there into the gravel. So that's definitely not how you want to end the qualifying with only 10 seconds left on the clock. These drivers are going to be getting their final laps in.
Dave Marshall up there, he's plugging away. I'll tell you, he's so keen. He's in the pit now, so that's it.
Yeah, he's not going to improve on that one, but we'll have to see what James has done. I don't think James has actually managed to get to the finish line before the checker flag, so I think he has missed out there. All these drivers coming across the line now. Here's Tom O'Farrell in the McLaren 570S across the line. Can he improve? I think he stays in position. So down in 13th place for him, 2.891 seconds off the pace at the moment in 13th place. So there at the moment is the provisional qualifying order as the last of the cars will cross the line. Here's Richard Hayden.
There's Rich.
Yep. Owner and founder of VRRC. That's why he's in the very VRRC coloured GT4 Ford Mustang with the Riggs sponsorship on the side as he heads up the hill. He's on his last lap at the moment. Currently in 18th place for him right now. We'll see if he can try and improve on it. He's 1 minute 15 seconds into his lap going through the chicane. And it looked like a good exit out of there. So we can't see what sector times he has done at the moment. And I have to say, in terms of speed across the line, he's hit 151.32 miles an hour. I did see in practice he was hitting 152, so he has struggled in this qualifying session, and that will all be to do with the exit he gets out of this final corner now.
It's interesting how the muscle cars are the quickest in the straight line here, and fair play to Luke Whitehead with that's a phenomenal lap in what must be a difficult car around here. 151 miles an hour on the speed trap.
Definitely so.
Oh, there we go.
But that is the end of qualifying. Race 1 will be up in just a moment, so do stick around for that. And there is, of course, the race results. Now, we were talking about Richard Hayden. He was 18th. He crossed the line. He did improve his time. He goes up into 15th place. But starting the race on pole position is Maximilian Rurik in the BMW GT4 M4. And it seems to be the M4's a favourite out there for the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, experienced guy. He's won a lot of sim races and trophies and things like that. So nice one, Max.
Yep, that's a great one from him. Andreas Rillig as well, up into 3rd as well. That's another one of the Adrenaline E Motorsport teams. Dave Marshall again holding on to 2nd place. He's quite a fan of the BMW, I've heard. Luke Whitehead, as you say, 5th place at the moment in the Camaro. Rob Butler, he's going to cross the line to 6th place, and Ross Gunn 7th place for him with barely any practice. That's quite impressive.
Yeah. I think he just stepped into the rig, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He stepped in. It was about 20 minutes before we went live, and I said, "Right, Ross, your sim is ready. There you go. It's all working now." And he went, "Thanks." And yeah, he was straight in, straight practicing, and yeah, cracking on with that. So a fantastic effort from him. But as the rest of the times there just disappear from your screen, race 1 will be underway in just a moment's time. So let's head over to... Let's talk to our top 3. As we jump from different chats to different chats. I'm trying to find the correct chat now, so... Yeah, we can see there. So we'll get our top 3 in just a moment. We'll talk to them. But an interesting qualifying session that we saw out there, Martin.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys they've done the 2 front-wheel drive challenges, and now they've come to something very different. That's quality outs, and we've seen a lot of guys that we've seen be very quick front-wheel drive have adapted. That's the sign of a good driver if you can be multifunctional. Yeah, that's a talent.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. As we've got some of our drivers joining us in the chat in just a moment, we'll get to talk to our top 3. So for any of you wanting to hear from Max, now I do believe Max and Andreas are not the best of English-speaking drivers, so I think we are going to need Timo in the chat as well. Heading over to them in just a moment. I'm trying to communicate with our producer, man. Are we ready to talk? Yes, I think we are. So let's have a quick chat with our top 3 then. Now, Timo, you're in the group chat as well. You're not racing today, but you're going to be my translator, hopefully, for some of these drivers. But Maximilian Rurik, you are qualifying on pole for the first round of the GT4 Championships. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I didn't...
You've got a bit quiet there, Maxi. I don't think we can hear you at the moment. Is Maxi there? Or shall we move on to 2nd place and we'll try and get Maxi back in just a moment. At 2nd place, Dave Marshall. Dave, fresh off a win from the Touring Car Championships, and 2nd place for qualifying here for the GT4. How must that feel for you?
Yeah, slightly different car, isn't it? Going from front-wheel drive 300 brake to 450 brake rear-wheel drive. Yeah, pretty happy to be that close to Max. He's rapid in this car. Shame I couldn't find that extra 300s, but I think he probably had a bit more under his tank as well. But yeah, we'll see how the race plays out, and I think it's going to be key just to stay clean, because whereas contact towards the back end on a touring car, and you could just keep your foot in it and we'll pull the front end out. These cars, you get a tap from the back end and you probably end up in the wall. So it's just going to be a case of keeping it clean the first few laps and then let the grid disperse a bit and then try and go for the move, I think.
Excellent stuff. It's going to be a tough race, and best of luck to you out there, Dave.
Cheers.
Andreas Rillig, you're our third place driver again, new driver to the series and joining us, and it's fantastic to see you up in third place again. How are we feeling going in towards this race? It's going to be a tough start, especially going into turn 1.
Okay, I need a translator too.
Is Timo there? Does Timo know that he's joining us?
I feel good, and a lot of drivers. Yes, I hope it's a fair race, and yes, have luck, guys.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Andreas. Yeah, no, that was perfect. Yeah, best of luck out there for you, of course, in this race. It's going to be a very tough one. Well, talking to our top 3 drivers there, fantastic to hear what they had to say, of course, going into this one, Martin. But yeah, I think it's turn 1 at Imola is very difficult. I've always found it very difficult to know where the braking zone is for turn 1.
Yeah, I think what we'll see again is the front 2 will break away, and they'll squabble behind and allow the front 2 to go away. I'm so glad you were doing the interviews there. I did understand Rob there. So,
yes.
Yeah, it was very funny. This race, this circuit, as you said, he's just getting to grips with going from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive and all that power, and they're completely different beasts. So here we go.
Yeah. So let's head over to race 1, and that is underway at the moment now as they dive through some of these corners. I was on the wrong screen, and there's contact between the 2 BMWs of Dave Marshall. No, Dave Marshall's leading the way. Sorry, that was the other 10/10th BMW that was involved there, as we're looking at Andreas Rillig here in the 2nd place BMW at the moment. But Dave Marshall already opening up that gap again, a completely different car, but very much used to it. Here's Ross Gunn, 5th place at the moment, and one of the top running MSL cars with no practice.
What a great start. What a great start from Ross. Absolutely delighted. He's on it.
He is on it indeed. Again, a very quick real-world racing driver, of course, in the world of WEC, and of course in sim racing world as well. I've done many esports races with him, so he is a fantastic driver both on the real track and virtual as well. As we can see some of the other drivers in the back there getting very defensive as we go heavy under the braking in towards turn 1. McIntyre and Rohrig there battling hard as they go through, and of course Max had a looks like a terrible start and all the way down in 7th place, so I'm sure some elbows definitely needed there from Gorilla Mods. A great comment there coming in. Elbows are very important here as we keep on Ross Gunn as he heads into the final corner now. This is turn 15, and 16 is the one on the straight. It's a flat out corner, but it is a corner nonetheless.
Yeah, again, great graphics. You can see the behind. Look, they're bouncing off the rev limiter there in the gears. You can see the lights on the dashboard. Just phenomenal speed.
Yeah, very fast.
And they're braking hard now. That's great graphics. These guys are enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it's a great start to this race, and of course only 20 minutes this race, the timer, and 1 lap, of course, 17.5 minutes left, plus 1 lap as these drivers get very close, and you can see there Luke Whitehead battling away for 3rd place, very close with Rob Butler, and now Ross Gunn is right behind as well, and Butler having to defend from Gunn. Gunn switches to the outside. He's going to try and go for the switchback here up the hill. Can he do it? No, he can't. He stays behind, so very close there between Gunn and Butler, and yeah, Ross giving these guys no room per error, really, is he? He's piling on the pressure, I'd say, very hard as we go through this fast sweeping left-hander back down the hill as these drivers go through. But again, very, very close racing between these top, I'd say we're in the top 5 here. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th that we've got here. So a very close-knit group of drivers. But Dave Marshall at the way, he's gone. He's 4 seconds clear of the pack. I wasn't expecting to see that.
Dave Marshall, he knows this. You get out front, and the guys behind are squabbling, and he's checked out.
Yeah, Ross going slightly wide there, so he's going to have to keep an eye on those track limits in that MSL Aston Martin. But still up in 3rd place, GT4 Camaro, Luke Whitehead racing as he's going through there. Very nice livery on that car. Kind of retro colours he's got going there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. I've been around here a few times in hire cars when you could do back in the day. You could sneak in at one of the gates before the paddock police got a little bit sensible. And it's a great thing, even a Fiat Panda.
Yeah, I've never been round, so no, it looks like a fantastic circuit. I would definitely love to rent a car and and drive around there as well. Definitely wouldn't want to take my personal car around there, I would definitely say.
No, stick to virtual.
Yes, yeah.
Certainly by the sounds of it, anyway.
And again, Luke Whitehead piling on the pressure here to Andreas Rillig. He's really trying to get round here as best as he can. Now here comes into one of the best overtaking opportunities. Down the inside goes Luke Whitehead over the curbs.
Oh, yeah.
As the camera switches
He's
through.
made it stick.
He has indeed made it stick. And who's followed through? Butler has managed to get alongside Rillig as well. And it's side by side, almost 3 wide as we go up the hill here. That's going to end in disaster, surely, as we cut back to Jack McIntyre and Ross Gunn side by side as well. Everyone getting through the corner nice and clean. And do you know what? Staying within track limits as well. That was the most impressive thing I would have seen through there. But Luke Whitehead up into second place in that Camaro. So he's making that work through the corners 100%.
Yeah, and he's 6 seconds behind Dave Marshall. That just shows you how these guys have been holding each other up, and it's not over. Ross is enjoying himself, obviously. He's just that's a true racer. He's just not giving up.
Nah, Ross is definitely along for the ride on this one. He's closed right into the back of these. They've opened up that gap. And he is piling on the pressure here to Rob Butler, and it looked like he got a little bit squirrely under braking there. Gets his nose down the inside here into the final corner. It's a great overtake.
And he sent it.
He has indeed licked the stamp and sent it. That overtake started in Rome, I'd have to say. But yeah, as Ross Gunn moves up into 4th place, a fantastic effort from him. And now he's going to try and close in that gap to Andreas, who is just a few tenths ahead of him, but he's still piling on the pressure. He's got. That's
a tremendously quick part of the circuit.
It is a crazy quick part of the circuit that these drivers have to go through. And of course, this chicane added in earlier on to slow this corner down as well. Of course, the Tamburello. It was a very, very fast corner, and it still is to this day. And but it has been slowed down. But these drivers going through, and that's allowed the other drivers to close up. So here with Rob Butler, he has got the pressure of McIntyre behind. That pressure has been released.
Absolutely.
And McIntyre straight down the inside of Butler, forces him out wide, and now he's under pressure from Edmonds. Edmonds alongside in that R8. He's going to try anything he can do, and Rurik as well. Again, 3 wide. It seems to be the common trendsetter going into this corner. 3 wide, but they again slot back into single file, and everyone's staying on the straight and narrow, staying within the white lines as well. But Roscoe now leading the pack of this group in 4th place, and then it's 5th place with McIntyre, Edmonds in 6th, Butler 7th, Rurik in 8th place. Then it's Tom O'Farrell in 9th, and Andy Dorman in 10th place. They're your top 10 at the moment. Only 3 seconds between those three as Ross goes defensive into the chicane, holding that inside line as he's got McIntyre all the way behind him in that BMW. And we know the BMW's quick round here. They were our top 4 in qualifying. And Ross was in 7th, and the fact that he's moved up into 4th just shows his racecraft out there. As McIntyre, late on the brakes, tries to go to the outside, can't quite do it. Great defensive driving from Ross,
give him
but
a shot.
Ross has been pushed off, and there's contact between the lot of them.
Oh, that's turned his green car white.
It has indeed, yeah. I'm not sure what's happened to that in terms of just a bit of contact has glitched him out slightly there.
An awful lot of pixelation going on there. Oh dear, what a shame.
No.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that.
No, that's a disaster from that. Now, talking about it, looked like Ross had tried to outbrake McIntyre as much as he could into the braking zone, and we know that that's a tricky corner for braking because you're going downhill. The gravity is pushing you down that hill as well, so it's very easy to outbrake yourself there, and that is what we've seen here. And you can see
it's all right. You know, the touring cars, you get tapped in the rear end, and you've got the front wheel drive to pull you out. These cars are totally different. Unsettle the rear end. That's where your grip is. That's where your grunt is, and they do pivot. And we saw the pirouetting there.
Yeah, we did. And you can can see there Rob Butler still piling on the pressure. And, of course, damage is turned off for this series. So drivers don't have to worry about that. As we can see, is that Rich Hayden on the grass in the background in that Mustang? He thought, no, I don't need the track. The grass will do. Never mind track limits. Here we go. Pedal to the metal. Let's get that job done. But no, it looks like he's stayed in position back there. But still watching here, 9th place now for Rob Butler. They have dropped down the positions as we go on board, looking forward at Ross Gunn in now his no longer green Aston Martin for some very strange reason. I think when we go to there, but down the outside here, that's who is that? That's McIntyre. Yes, McIntyre down the outside and gets that job done. What a fantastic overtake. And we've seen that, of course, many a times at Monza at the first chicane. I wouldn't think we'd see it here in the GT4 series here at Imola.
No, I tell you what, Rob Butler he'll not like that.
No, getting pushed down into 10th place. That's a huge disaster for Rob, as he was running so well earlier on in this race. About half race distance completed, 10 minutes to go, plus 1 additional lap here at the San Marino circuit. And
that's gone really quickly.
It has, hasn't it?
Great entertainment.
Maximilian Rurik, 5th place at the moment. He did have a terrible start, down in 7th, pushing up now into 5th place. And he has got Edmonds in that Audi R8 in his sights, I would say, as they go through. BMW versus Audi. And have to see who gets on top here. Now, Rurik was obviously fastest in qualifying, so he knows this circuit well. And he's already closed that gap up and is immediately putting on the pressure, flashing the headlights to try and get past Edmonds. Edmonds doesn't have to give the place up. It is for position. So it's going to be who can defend the best or who can try and get that car to hold that tighter apex going down the hill. A wider exit there from Rurik as he tries to pile on the pressure to Edmonds as we go on board now. Edmonds slightly wide. That's compromised his exit. Now Rurik here switches to the outside. Edmonds defensive as we go into this braking zone here. This is where we saw McIntyre do it earlier on. Are we going to see the same here in the BMW? Round the outside here at the chicane. Gets it done. Beautifully timed. Loses the back end slightly, but manages to keep that one. An excellent overtake there for Maximilian Rurik.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. He set it up. And great driving.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful bit of overtaking from him. And he has got a lot of time to try and close up that gap now. He's got about 6 seconds between himself and Andreas Rielich, the 2 teammates now, 3rd and 4th respectively, as these drivers go through. This is back here in 9th place now of McIntyre trying to get past Ross Gunn. He managed to get past Rob Butler at the chicane. He's not managed to do it this time with Ross Gunn, and we know Ross is a great defensive driver, and now he's just trying to get that Aston Martin home after that contact he had earlier on with the rest of the team as they get so close to that pit wall. It's almost hypnotic how they go through there.
Yeah, I think we've got a pixelation problem with Alex Toff Jones there, because I think he's McIntyre's just taken Toff Jones for 8th place. So for some reason,
it was Alex. Yes, sorry, it wasn't Ross. So yeah, it seems to be both Astons having a difficulty there on the stream. So a huge shame for that one. A bit of contact causes that. I'm not sure how that works, but
well, they must have hit the Control Alt Delete button or something.
Yeah, as they went through, spammed the keyboard under pressure as they went for a spin. But yeah, McIntyre getting past Alex Toth Jones there for 9th place, moving up now into 8th place. Good effort from him. Andy Dorman is next on the list in 7th place, 2 seconds further up the road. And you can just see there him breaking away. Here's Andy Carroll, 12th place. And this is the battle with Ross Gunn. So again, it was a bit difficult to see which car was which. But again, very well spotted by yourself there, Martin. I got it very wrong.
Yeah, as I said, my eyesight's pretty good from 3 foot.
Definitely so. And as these guys go through, 7 minutes left on the clock plus 1 additional lap. So again, time slowly counting down as the driver's going through. Again, Ross going slightly wide there. I don't think he would have picked up anything there because it looked like he still had 2 wheels on the white line. I'm not sure how sensitive the penalty system is, but he may have got it. Fastest lap, 1:52.214 from Luke Whitehead in that GT4 Camaro. That gap is slowly closing down. It's under 6 seconds now, but I don't think he's got enough in the tank to close that up to Dave Marshall, who we haven't spoke about because he's just gone with the wind. He's disappeared here at Imola.
Yeah, you know you're doing a good job if you're not talked about, and Dave Marshall's doing a great job here. Luke Whitehead, rapid in that car.
Definitely so. Here is James Merrills in one of the other MSL cars in the Pink Pig Porsche.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, cracking livery. He's got Omrod there in front of him in 13th place, another one of the BMW drivers as they go through turns 3 and 4. This is towards the chicane now, 5 and 6 as they heavy under braking, down into 4th. Again, another brake and down into 3rd gear through this one, up the gears again. And then a choice of 2nd or 3rd, and that is again Richard Hayden on the grass. I'm not sure what his idea of track limits is around this track, but again he's gone slightly wide. Now here's a great camera angle here of that front left suspension on Kobe Likens' Porsche here as he's going through the chicane. Who's he got in front of him? He's got Paul Lamery there in front of him, and a bit of contact as I think Lamery struggled with the exit there and nowhere for Likens to go. Likens looking down the inside there, can't quite get anything done as they go up the hill now. Not much of a slipstream opportunity here as they pull the car uphill. This is where you want to get that good exit out of this corner. You can really swing past someone here if you get it right, and that's Likens getting it slightly wrong, and that's not what you want to do through that corner there. And again, fastest lap goes out to Luke Whitehead. He's closing that gap to Marshall, but again, is it enough? I don't think so with 4.5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and there's no success barrel ballast at the moment on these cars, so this is a true reflection of the pace of these guys. It's still there's little battles all over the place. Ross Gunn is desperate to get to grips with Rob Butler.
He is indeed, and these guys, yeah, like you say, battling hard all the way around the circuit. Though when that success ballast gets on, I suspect it will be making this championship a little bit more interesting, I would say.
Yeah, it took the touring cars right to the last race, which has got to be good.
Yeah, so we'll hopefully see the same on this one. This is Ross Gunn. This is the 3-car battle, the 2 MSL cars of Alex Toth-Jones and Ross Gunn. It's an MSL Butler sandwich, I would say, that we've got here. And as they go through, Ross Gunn at the back of this trail, he's going to want to try and get past Butler at any point he can. But he doesn't want to hit his teammate off, though, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, Butler going very defensive there down the hill, moving that car over into the braking zone. That was a very bold thing to do as they go up the hill now again into the chicane. This is where we've seen some of the harsh overtakes here as they've gone under braking. Ross looks down to the inside. Can't quite do it this time, or can he do it? There's a bit of contact. He bounces over the curb, and that's not the way through that chicane, and a track limits warning will definitely be going out to Ross Gunn this time around. I have seen him go off a couple of times, so he's in loom of one of those penalties, and it's not something that you're going to want, as again he gets all sorts of rubbing is racing, and that's more of contact than rubbing that I can see from Ross as he goes through again. Some more contact, and Butler almost goes round, and does he go round? I can't see on the screen, but Rob Butler is not going to be happy with that one, and he did go round. So I'm sure Race Control are going to be looking into that one. Now, Ross, a very quick driver nonetheless, was really trying to get past Butler there, and I'm sure Butler is not going to be happy with that one.
That was more like a drifting championship than GT racing.
Yeah, these cars, I wouldn't say they were probably set up very well for drifting, but you never know. What we've seen there, it could well be. But there we go. Again, disaster striking for Ross Gunn there. And, of course, Rob Butler in that AMG GT4, now down in 15th place. And under pressure from Derek in one of the other VRRC AMG GT4s. So, again, drama in this race. Late on with 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock, plus the one additional lap. And here's a man who we've not really seen much of, apart from when he's gone wide onto the grass and we've seen it out the corner of our eye. Richard Hayden in 17th place at the moment. He's getting around this track, of course, knowing he was struggling slightly with the car in practice. And as we've seen, he has been running wide slightly, but a cracking livery that he's got out there. I know that he's very proud of his livery that he's got, and he does enjoy that one out there. As he goes through this corner, running wide again, struggling to slow that heavy car down.
It's not behaving itself. He'll be sweating like an athlete in that sim.
I know he'd be sweating, but that athlete moment there, I think that was a bit too much. But
It's probably commentator's embellishment. Then.
Yes, yeah. But less than a minute left on the clock now, plus the one additional lap. Dave Marshall, that gap to Luke Whitehead is under 4 seconds. It's still a long way to go, but I think unless anything happens, commentator's curse, don't hit us. Dave Marshall's got this one in the bag. That gap opening up now to 4 seconds, so he's still got something in the tank. He's probably seen that gap slowly coming down, and now he's pulled the pin, as you can see there, as he's going up the hill, ever confident and calm.
Yeah, Dave Marshall's got this covered, I hope. Brilliant drive. Wasn't the he's just not let up. Got a great start, knows what he's doing, and he's just got his head down and gone.
Yeah, and of course with his sponsor there, 10 Tenths, one of the driver coaching companies, which you can, of course, get instructions from the man himself. Just head over to the VRRC website and you can have a look at see what the guys at 10 Tenths are doing to provide some entertainment and, of course, some strategy for drivers who are wanting to get quicker out on their sims. But the timer clicks over to 0. Dave Marshall will cross the line to start his final lap this time. You see Tom O'Farrell going through the chicane there in 6th place in that very nice striking McLaren 570S. Here's Ross Gunn, 10th place. He's right behind Alex Toth-Jones. He's managed to close that gap back up, of course, with that contact he had earlier on. Twice he's had earlier on now.
I quite like that strange colour scheme now. I don't know what the computer's done, but yeah, it's really quite interesting.
I don't know, yeah, it's kind of like, it's still got the Aston Martin Racing logo on the back of it, so it's still there, but only just, isn't it? It's kind of...
well, yeah. They are the MSL cars for anybody that's watching.
They are indeed the MSL cars, and one of the MSL cars of Alex Toth-Jones has just pitted, so maybe he's picked himself up a penalty for track limits, which is a very common thing that can happen around this circuit. But James Merrill's here in the Pink Pig Porsche for MSL, doing very well in 12th place. But in the top right hand corner of your screen, that is Dave Marshall, your race leader. He's about halfway round the lap now. He's going to be starting, he's going to be aiming for that race win as he gets very squirrely out there. So you can see he's still pushing it, even though he's got a gap of 4 seconds. So Dave Marshall still putting all of his effort into that car as he enters the chicane for the final time. Only a couple more corners to go now. The trickiest one, I would say, is the one he's approaching now, the downhill 90-degree left-hander. And it's very easy to outbrake yourself here. This is where we've seen most of the accidents today. But again, under braking, clipping that apex. No dramas there from Dave Marshall as he exits the final corner now, very sideways.
Yeah, Larry, brilliant out of the Ravazza, and well done.
Yeah, a great race win there for the first race of the GT4 eSeries for VRRC.
Oh, there was a big one in the background. There was a big off for somebody.
Didn't quite see that there as I was watching Dave cross the line. Again, your eyesight from 3 feet away is proving well. Luke Whitehead's going to cross the line in 2nd place, and Andreas Rillig crosses the line in 3rd. So a podium for Andreas here with his first meeting here. Max Emilian Rurig crosses the line in 4th place, but James Merrill for the MSL tries to get another place there up into 11th and can't quite do it, and he's going to stay there in 12th place. But a great effort from James nonetheless in that Pink Pig MSL Porsche.
Can't knock him for trying.
No, you can't, can you? Now here's Rich Hayden in 14th place. He's got those 2 Hungary Aston Martins Well, he's got one of the Aston Martins behind him of Alex Toth-Jones. As they cross the line now, he crosses 14th. Alex crosses in 15th after I believe he had a penalty. And Pletzer there crossing the line in 16th place. Joe Cole in 17th. Then it's Derek 18th. Thorne in 19th. Mellors in 20th. And then we've got Likens here in one of the other Porsches in 21st place. He's going to cross the line any moment now. And then Laramie, who will cross the line in 22nd place. So,
brilliant. Great race.
A first race for us. Yeah, very exciting.
Who are we going to get to interpret for Dave Marshall?
Well, yeah, that is going to be one of those. He's again shown us here how he can dive away. And are we going to see that in the second race? Of course. That's where the ballast comes into play.
Yeah, and reverse.
And reverse, yes. So it's all going to be to play for what happens in that second race. So keep an eye on there, but do stick with us because we are going to be talking to our top 3 drivers, and they've changed just a small amount. So at the end of race 1, we will be talking to our drivers in just a moment. We need to talk to them. I'll get my chat up as the drivers enter in for us. So let's have a chat with our drivers.
Yeah, I'm just going to dive in and say hello.
All right, so I believe we are talking to our drivers here for our top 3. It's a fantastic race from all of you out there. Andreas, we'll talk to you first in 3rd place. A great race from you out there. Andreas, are you there?
Oh, hello, yes.
Excellent stuff. A 3rd place for your first time out in the GT4 eSeries. A fantastic result for you.
It's perfect, yeah. My best result ever.
Yes, good result there from you in 3rd place. Very well done for that one. Luke Whitehead crossing the line, 2nd place. A result that we didn't expect in the Camaro.
Yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic. I mean, practice pace, I've had to work really hard to try and get to grips with this car. It's a bit of a boat, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, it was quite nice. Like, it had some good characteristics, especially on lower fuel, which was really pleasantly surprising. So yeah, absolutely ecstatic. Looking forward to the next race.
Excellent stuff. Very well done. And our race winner from the first race here for the GT4 eSeries, a surprise win from my eyes because it looked like you struggled slightly in qualifying, but Dave Marshall, again, a race win from you.
Yeah, cheers, Anthony. Yeah, you're right, as you said, did struggle in quali. To be fair, it's one of them things where, you know, it's all about setup, really. You know, you saw there's 4 M4s in the top. You know, you're probably a few tenths between drivers, but the majority of it is down to setup in car. And every time when I came to my hot lap, I just couldn't get the tyres turned on. And for some reason in the race as well, had a really good start while the tyres were in temp, and then towards the end of the race, the left side of the tyres were just dropped off altogether. So I'm going to have a look for tyre pressures going into race 2.
And of course, you've got the ballast now to contend with now, the top 3, so that's definitely something drivers are going to have to watch out for.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Rear-wheel drive shouldn't hinder us as much as front-wheel drive. You know, push comes to shove, just drive it a bit sideways and we'll get through it.
Dave, it's Martin Jones, MSL here. Great drive, really enjoyed that. You seemed to just get your head down and go. Then the others were squabbling. You must have enjoyed the rear view mirror.
If I'm truly honest with you, I knew I had to get a good start because I didn't have outright pace. You can see by his fastest lap time was probably, I think, 0.5 of a second quicker than us. So as soon as I saw them starting to squabble, got a good start. And to be fair, I just didn't look in my mirror. I just thought, let's just go, let's get a gap. And luckily, I think I managed to open about 8 seconds or something before Luke actually got past. And then, as you saw, just started to reel us in. But as I say, my tyres started to drop off, so I wasn't pushing as hard. But yeah, happy to take the first win, and let's hope for a good race too.
Yeah, good man.
Excellent stuff there as we talk to our top 3, and we will be getting ready for race 2 in just a moment, so do stick around with us. But again, a fantastic, exciting race that we saw out there, Martin. A lot of contact though in that final couple of corners.
Yeah, they're getting to grips with the cars, getting to grips with each other, and there's the elbows can come out in these cars around here. Right, I'm not going to talk through this one. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, well, I missed the start of the first race, but I'm not going to miss this second one. So a reverse grid that we're seeing out here for the drivers, and of course the ballast has been attached to the cars. So race 2 is upon us in just a moment there. Likens in second place in that Porsche. Now, if I was going to put a money on a car getting off the line faster between a BMW and a Porsche, I'd probably put it on the Porsche. But I'm sure we're going to see an excellent start from the drivers. So we've got a bit of time until these drivers get underway. But you've got to think what a driver's going through on the grid in this time before the start of a race. Sitting there, waiting, you've done your prep, you've done everything that you needed to do, you're just waiting for those lights to go out. It must be a lot must go through your mind.
Yeah, I'd working with the Nigel Mansell for a few years, and he used to just say, right, I'm focusing on this and this and this, and that was it. The peripheral vision of thought just went out the window. He was so focused, and the likes of Ayrton as well. He would say that he just went through every lap in his head, and he knew what he was doing. And it's very rare that these drivers actually hit that sweet spot. And you heard Lewis talking about it the other day. I just hit a sweet spot, and it was probably not his last race, but that didn't go well. But that's kind of what you're focusing on. Now, this is going to be hilarious. I'm looking forward to this. Can you keep up, Anthony? That's going to be the question, really, isn't it? We've got all of the quicker drivers from qualifying at the back of the grid. They're going to be wanting to plough their way through, but the lights go on. All 6 lights are red. As soon as they go, we are underway for race 2. 20 minutes plus 1 lap, and it's a great start from all the drivers here as we're looking at Maximilian Ruhrig, who was your pole sitter for the first race. He's starting midway near at the back here this time around as we go through. It's been a bad start from Kobe Likens, I have to say. He's dropped right back in the field now into 10th place from second as they go through, and that's one of the BMWs going round, and Rich Hayden as well has been caught up in that as well. Yeah, I think that was Jack McIntyre.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there. So abysmal start for the drivers in the back of the field now, and Ross Gunn all the way down in 22nd place as well. He's gonna battle his way through that. I'm sure he's going to be doing that. And it looks like the team have sorted out the car, and it's back to its normal livery again.
For now.
For now, we'll have to see how long it lasts this time.
Watch him come through this field. That's I think at MSL we're all racers, and what we like is seeing racing. And yes. I think we're going to see it from him now.
Yeah, we'll definitely see him. We'll probably pull the plug on this. And as we talk about it, it looks like Alex Toss-Jones has already lost his one. So there we go. He's up in second place at the moment. He's got Pletzer in front of him. And
Great start, Alex. Great start. Go for it.
Very good start from him. There's Andy Mellor's third place for him at the moment. Again, another cracking start. And Rob Butler as well, after his poor race 1 with a lot of contact. He's up into P4 at the moment as they go through. So out of that chicane, some of the drivers running slightly wide onto the Astro. They've got to watch out because that is slippery out there. Here's a little look further back. This 9th place, Tom O'Farrell. He is piling onto the pressure to Andy Carroll in front. 2 of the McLarens as they go down the hill into the braking zone, into turns 14. Can he get his nose in the inside? No, he can't this time around. There's Edmonds in the R8 just behind. If any move is going to happen, he's going to capitalise on this straight away. And look at that already. That's Luke Whitehead, 11th place in the Camaro.
Yeah, great start. And we're only 3 minutes in?
3 minutes in, and I already can't keep up. As you're saying, 4 wide here on the start-finish straight as they go past the line. It's going to be a gap of who can break latest. Whitehead on the grass. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. A fantastic drive there from Luke Whitehead round the outside of turn 1. Can't quite take all the positions, but is he going to get a track limits warning for that one, or maybe an illegal overtake? He was all the way off the track as he did the overtake, and of course they have to have at least a wheel within the white lines for it to be deemed a legal overtake, and I'm not sure if race control are going to look into that one, but for me that was an amazing overtake.
That was great, wasn't it? Oh dear, loving this.
A very close-knit battle all the way through on this one. 17 minutes left on the clock. We've only, like you say, we've just started, and I feel like I'm ready to finish this race already. But back here at the front, a much closer grid here. It's Klexa.
Oh, the pink pig went wide there.
It did indeed. The Porsche there of, who's that, James Merrills.
James Merrill, yes.
Yeah, he's gone wide there in 6th place as the rest of this train goes through. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. It's Klexa, Toth Jones, Mellors, Butler, Thorne. Then it's Merrills in that pink pig Porsche who's just coming up in the hill there in the background. But Andy Mellors there in 3rd place in that AMG who we're watching. And there's contact of Edmonds and Whitehead again. And Edmonds goes down the order. So that's been a disaster for him through there. But it looked like an ambitious move, but we couldn't quite see it. So I can't make a call on it.
Yeah, it's spreading out. The guys at the front. Oh, here we go. Here's the gaggle coming. The quick boys are coming through, and 4 minutes in. So watch out for the last 10 minutes of this race.
Yeah, so we've got our front 5 who are breaking away from the main pack. Then we've got 6th place of James Merrills. Then it's Luke Whitehead in the Camaro. And then this gaggle of cars that are coming through here. Here's Jack McIntyre. He's up into 12th place already after his abysmal start, who we had contact with earlier on, which I couldn't really see who it was with. But yeah, abysmal start there as again, side by side into the braking zone here for the turn 2 chicane. As we leave Tom O'Farrell there in the McLaren 570S there behind the 2 BMWs, and he's got Ross Gunn behind him as well, so he's going to be defending but also trying to close these gaps up as well. Rurik looking down the inside of McIntyre, can't get anything done, but there's Ross Gunn round the outside.
Ross sends it. He sent it. Beautiful
overtake.
Yeah, I don't mind replacing wing mirrors if they're racing.
Yeah, and of course, virtual wing mirrors, they're still there at the end of the race, but it's not done yet. Here's Tom O'Farrell again. He's pulled out the slipstream.
He's coming back at him.
Side by side. He's not got the optimal line here for this fast sweeping left-hander. Is he going to try and hold it around the outside? He can't. He has to slot back behind Ross. So there we go again, and that's allowing Carroll to close this gap up as well. But Ross back in front of this group into 12th place, but Tom O'Farrell still piling on that pressure. Here's further forward, Rob Butler, 4th place. He's still piling on the pressure to Mellors, who was piling on the pressure to Toth Jones. And we're already, looks like are we lapping someone?
I think we're coming up on somebody fairly quickly. This could interfere with things.
We are indeed. It's Joe Cole in the Audi R8 that we can see off in the distance. He has had a abysmal start for that, and we've actually had a DNF as well. Looks like Andy Derrick, 21st place, as DNF from the session, so not sure what's happened to him. Huge disaster, but a clear top 4 pack breaking away here, and Mellors round the outside of Alex Toth Jones. Can he get it done across the start-finish line? Yes, he can. Absolutely sails past, but Toth Jones back down the inside under braking. Is he going to make the apex? Yes, he does, so gets that job done. An absolutely fantastic lick the stamp and send it there.
That was, but they're coming back at him rapidly.
They are indeed, and again, Mellors there trying to be defensive as Butler tries to look round the outside. Contact between the two of them. That was
brutal.
And he sent the Aston Martin of Alex Toth Jones straight into the kitty litter, and Toth Jones rejoins in front of that big group further back. And I'm not sure that they're going to be happy with that either, but that is a disaster for the MSL driver.
Absolutely. Oh, here's Ross getting his elbows out.
Yeah, there we go. There's one of the MSL drivers goes off, another one comes in as he goes through, as that MSL livery slowly fades again. I'm not sure why, maybe it's to do with the length of time of the race. I'm not quite sure what's causing that. But Ross Gunn in 10th place has managed to get past Rurik here who, of course, qualified in first for race 1.
No, no, how
and
lucky can you get?
that was Thorn there.
Ross was flying there and just got taken out by a spinner.
Yeah, massive shame there. Thorn going wide, losing the back end, and nothing Gunn could do, going straight into the side of him, straight to the scene of the crime. And here is Whitehead down the inside of Mellors, gets that job done for third place. So Mellors down into fourth place now, trying to close up that battle. But and here's McIntyre as well. The two 10th drivers probably now going to work together to try and close that gap up.
I'm so glad this is virtual racing from an MSL point of view, because that would have been a 50 grand plus shunt that Ross has just had.
Yeah, that's what terrifies me about real motorsport. It's not the fact of having the crash, it's to deal with the payments after the crash. That's what terrifies me most. But Jack McIntyre there, holding on to that 7th place. A great recovery drive from him after that terrible start, going into turn 2. The braking zone there, as here's some action a little further back as well. 15th
somebody
and 14th.
else has gone off sideways there as well. So
yeah, again, eagle-eyed Martin.
I think it was Laramie had a bit of a moment.
Disaster for Laramie, yes, as he goes through. Back here though, Jack McIntyre and Dave Marshall, the 2 10ths. BMW's Luke Whitehead's getting frisky a little further up as well, with, I believe that was Andy Mellors and Rob Butler, the battle for 2nd place. Now, I'm not sure what happened there, but it was Whitehead who was in 2nd place. But it seems to have all switched up again as we go back here to Maximilian Ruhrig in 11th place in the 650. Holding on to the 11th, and it is battered, we can see it, yes. Lots of visible damage, but no actual damage to the car.
I tell you, that is a real Control-Alt-Delete to fix that one.
Yes, I think, yeah, if it was me driving around in that car, I wouldn't want to see it like that, so I'd Alt F4 out and we wouldn't do that. But yeah, I don't want these drivers to be doing that. Side by side here, the two intense BMWs. McIntyre down the inside of Dave Marshall. It's McIntyre's time this round, but Dave Marshall straight back at him. So even though they're teammates, there's no love lost here, and that's allowing James Merrills in the pink MSL Porsche to close up on these two battling away. Again, McIntyre gets in front of Marshall. Marshall's got the outside line here for turn 1, but he'll have the inside here for the little kink before turn 2. Who's going to be the late of the brakes? And it looks like it's going to be Dave Marshall down the inside, gets that job done. Nicely done. That was about a 5-corner battle there. That was fantastic from these two.
Yeah, great racing. Just a special note to James Merrills. He's a great lad. He's got a fantastic attitude and a lot of skill. He's out there mixing it with some really serious races here.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, he's one of the very quick drivers out there. I've seen him. He messages me before the racing going, is everything good? Are we well? So he's a very communicative driver in other ways. And yeah, he's showing a great performance out there at the moment there for him. So a great effort from him in 7th place. But here, a little further back, Tom O'Farrell, 11th place. He's under slight pressure, but the more pressure is Edmonds on Ruhrig a little further back. That battle. Here is a little further forward. Andreas Rillig in 10th place. He's right behind Ross Gunn, who's defending hard as the two Aston Martins there front to rear as they go through. Bit of a gap between them, so no sending it just yet. And I've only just noticed there's only 8.5 minutes left on the clock.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just wondering what the time would be. Yeah, line astern, 3 MSL cars, not where I really wanted them to be, but great racing.
It's still good points though, still all up in the top 10, so it's what they want. It's better than down in 2nd place, as we've had another retirement, another DNF. Likens, he's also DNF'd as well. Huge shame for him. As someone pits, that's Whitehead pitting. So that's a disaster for Whitehead. What's happened there? Has he received a track limits penalty? And
it could be, because the track limits, there were warnings before the race.
There was, yes, as well. So Whitehead there, an absolute disaster. He's dropping down the field now, coming out of the pit lane in 14th 5th, 16th place, 17th. Oh, he's still going down. It's a disaster for him. There you go. You can see him in the background there as we watch here. Maximilian Ruhrig in the 650 in 15th place. He's had a bit of a troublesome race 2 here.
And Kletzer and Rob Butler, that's not over yet. Oh, McIntyre, where's he come from?
And Marshall as well. McIntyre and Marshall. Oh no, there's Kletzer. That was our race leader for the majority of the race, and he's off the track. And a disaster has happened to our race leader.
I was thinking something had gone on there.
Yeah, again, not sure what happened. We were looking at the wrong place there, as we see Ross Gunn here with the MSL Aston Martin. Again, he's losing time to Alex Choth-Jones in the other MSL Aston Martin as they go through the chicane here, or the hairpin.
Ross is on it. He's chasing down Merrill's now.
He's indeed, as we go on board. And looking back now at Choth-Jones, who's under pressure from Ruhrig in 8th place. So just under 7 minutes left on the clock, plus 1 lap. Again, still all to play for, and still all to play for at the front. There's been absolute drama at the front of the pack. Rob Butler now leads the way from Dave Marshall and McIntyre. Now that is Joe Cole there in the Audi R8. He's in 20th place. He's being lapped at the moment, so the blue flags will be out. So expect him to ease off here, as he does so right now as these drivers go through. So Dave Marshall and Jack McIntyre, who we're on board with now in 3rd place, are going to want to close that gap up. But a great recovery drive from Jack McIntyre after that collision at turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. And I don't think these two are going to work together, although that's the way to close it down.
I suspect if we'll see some working together in these last few laps. They've got enough time to close that gap to Rob Butler for 1st place. So we'll have to see what they do. But the 10/10 boys looking confident out there at the moment, 2nd and 3rd respectively. Now,
here we go. Here's Ross Gunn coming up.
Yep. Ross Gunn straight down the outside of Merrill's there. Nicely done by him. Now Merrill's under pressure from Ruhrig. Choth-Jones has dropped down a couple of positions as well. He's down now 8th place for him, as here comes Ruhrig looking to the outside here. Can't quite do anything. Merrill's going defensive, holding that line very well, under braking so close as that contact closes in.
Yeah,
fantastic effort.
He's defending it well against one of the quickest cars out there.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely sterling job in that Porsche, and I suspect he's getting help off Gunn there in the Aston Martin, trying to follow his lines, of course, 2 of the MSL drivers, and Ruhrig in a bad spot here. He's surrounded by MSL cars.
Yes, I like that. Ross Gunn, he's on it. Such a shame he got taken out in that freak accident.
Yeah,
it's going really well.
It was a disaster for that one, but of course we do see them in racing. It's a disaster for that one, but again, a great recovery drive. Dave Marshall, fastest lap of the race, 1:52.393, and he's got all that weight on the car as well. He's sporting the full ballast load on that car, and he's still closing that gap to Rob Butler at the moment.
Yep, and this is not over. It's going to be, it's just going to be a dogfight over the circuit here now.
Yeah. Ruhrig managed to get in front there through turns 2 and 3, through 4. Merrill's is going to try and hold on to that line. He's not going to let him break away, I suspect. If you're going to try and get an overtake done, as Ross Gunn down the inside there of Mellors.
Yeah,
gets that job done. Great move. Just out of shot.
Oh, he's gone wide. He's got a tank slapper on. Oh, he's not happy. He's flashing it.
Yeah, Mellors.
Oh, he's coming back at him now.
Yeah, he's going to come back at him now. Is he going to try and get the switch back here? He's got 2 wheels on the grass.
Oh, that was always going to end in tears, that one. He got the red mist.
Yeah, red mist had descended, and this is allowed. Look at Merrill's here, trying to close that gap up as well.
He's not shy.
He isn't.
And it's bringing Choth-Jones into the action as well. Oh, great racing.
Back here at the front, though, it's hard to see which battle to keep an eye on. It's really close up at the front here. It's Marshall. It's Butler, Marshall, McIntyre.
I don't think that Mercedes is going to hold off these two. They're all over him.
They are less than 3 minutes left on the clock as McIntyre tries to go around the outside here of Marshall. Gets it done, a fantastic move.
Oh,
But
it's not
can't
over.
here.
It's not over.
It isn't over yet, no. Dave Marshall back down the inside, and here's Ross Gunn. Or is it Alex Toth Jones? It's Toth Jones, sorry.
Toth Jones, yeah.
And Merrill's battling away, still side by side. Toth Jones managing to get the most out of that one over the start-finish line, as that is Mellors pitting. Now, is that because of track limits warning? I don't think he was helped.
Do you know, I think it's track limits again.
I think it is track limits, as this battle here is still opening up. It's Dave Marshall down around the outside, then switching to the inside. Can't quite get it done there. Butler defensive driving, absolutely key through that chicane. McIntyre trying to find a gap as well. Can't quite get anything done through here. So it's still Butler from Marshall from McIntyre with less than 2 minutes as we hit the 2 minute mark.
Great defensive driving from Butler. This is absolutely brilliant. They're all over him, but they're squabbling amongst themselves, which is giving him a chance.
Yeah, and that is, of course, going to allow potential of Ross Gunn to try and close up as we're looking at that battle now. It's Rillig all over Ross Gunn here. Ross is trying to hold that line as best as he can. Gets a better run out of the corner. Now, Rillig goes into the slipstream. Does he look to the inside? He throws the dummy, switches to the outside. Is he going to try and go for the switchback move here? It's quite hard to do. No, he can't. He stays behind. So it's still great defensive driving there from the MSL driver.
Yeah, at some of these places, and the speed of this, it's just like trying to overtake on a single track road in the countryside. It's just not on.
No, it's one of the probably hardest tracks to overtake on, I would say. There is opportunities there, but for the rest of the circuit, it's, like you say, quite single file and follow the leader. But Andreas Rillig there, still closing in.
This is giving Alex Toth Jones a chance to catch up. Oh, we've got a change. Robert. Oh no! Look at the leaders.
Yeah, indeed. While we were battling there,
they're squabbling. Oh, that's
yeah.
I'm going to say it. That didn't look very nice.
No, it looked like a little bit wide, and a very powerful rear-wheel drive BMW and a very heavy foot of McIntyre was causing a bit of squirreling there out of the final corner.
And they don't like that on pit lane entrances.
They don't like that on pit lane entrances, do they? You could definitely see yourself winding up with a penalty very quickly if you do that in the real world. But the timer is 20 seconds left on the clock, so going on to the near on penultimate lap now for Dave Marshall. He's going to look like he's going to get another win there in the 66 BMW. He's got McIntyre for company 1 second further down the road. But again, from the back of the grid to the front.
Absolutely brilliant. They're almost running out of superlatives for him.
Yeah, it's not quite sure how he's done that, especially with a car full of lead. You know, he was saying in the interviews afterwards that he was it was close. You know, it was easy still to drive because the weight's more at the back of the car, so it kind of helps more. But yeah, it's definitely one of those, definitely benefits. There's James Merrill again. I believe he's just been overtaken by Tom O'Farrell. So goes down into 8th place now for James Merrills, but still holding on to that spot and still being very quick out there. Slightly misses the apex, but it looked like he ran a little bit too deep in there and is now under pressure from Edmonds.
Gotta love his attitude though, never give up.
Oh no, lick the stamp and send it in every corner is from James Merrills. Again, goes defensive from Edmonds there. Edmonds can't quite get past, so Merrill's still holding on to that 8th place spot at the moment. But back here in 5th place, Ross Gunn still holding on to that spot, but for how much longer? Under braking.
That was impetuous at best.
It was, but Ross could see it coming from a mile away, manages to get out the way, but forces Rillig off wide, and Toth Jones
has got him.
Yeah, Toth Jones almost gets involved as well, and that's massively hindered Rillig's run here out of the final corner. Gets overtaken by O'Farrell as well, so O'Farrell moves up into 6th place from Rillig. Again, drama all the way through this field.
He just threw it there, and that was a last-ditched effort. And I can't blame him, but you've got to be in some sort of control before you do it.
Exactly that. And as we head on to the final lap now, Marshall still leads the way as well. As you can see him there in the top right-hand corner of your screen. But kind of main battle everyone's watching here at the moment. Andreas Rillig as Tom O'Farrell runs wide onto the grass. And there we go. Rillig back up into 6th place, gets that position done straight away. And then it's Toth Jones just in front as they go through. And Edmonds trying to defend from O'Farrell there as they go up the hill. But it's final lap, and I'm sure Dave Marshall's going to be heading towards that finish line in just a moment. He's going to be crossing the line with Jack McIntyre almost 2 seconds adrift in 2nd place from the end. But a fantastic race from these guys.
The great thing is, I really don't. I just if we can put the Dave finishing in the top corner there's so much great racing going on in the lower places. Oh, as if by magic, there we go.
Yeah.
Great racing.
Yeah, a fantastic effort. Fantastic effort from these drivers. Another exciting race from these drivers.
Right.
The VRRC.
Dave Marshall, here we go.
Yep, crosses the line, and a fantastic effort from the back of the grid to the front with a full load of lead on that car as he heads across the line. McIntyre will cross in 2nd. Great result for Rob Butler in 3rd place, and a fantastic effort from Ross Gunn, who's going to cross the line in 4th place for the MSL team, and Alex Toth Jones crossing the line in 5th with Rillig in 6th, Edmonds in 7th place, then it's Merrills in 8th, Gletzer in 9th, and O'Farrell rounding out your top 10.
What a great race. You know when things go quickly.
Yeah, that race absolutely disappeared, and that was an exciting race from start to finish. I think the reverse grid massively helps to excite the racing up, and that's what the people want to see. It is an exciting form of racing when you do that rear-wheel drive. Here's a little further back. Here's Paul Lamoury. He's had a great run this race. 17th place for him. He started a little further back. Rich Hayden's pitted straight away. So is that a potential another position there? So Lamoury there coming out of the final corner in that very basic red but still striking livery. Bit of damage at the front of that car, so he's been in the wars around this track. But onto the start-finish straight now. He's going to cross the line, 17th place, and that's going to round up our grid as the rest of the drivers go through. Oh, actually, we've got Joe Cole, 20th place as well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you, racers. That's great entertainment, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, fantastic effort from all the drivers, making it a great first entry into this GT4 championship. There's the... Now that's some results on the screen, but I don't think that's the correct results, because I'm pretty sure Dave Marshall won with Jack McIntyre in 2nd, and then it was Rob Butler in 3rd, but that says otherwise.
Yeah, Control-Alt-Delete, I think.
Yes, I think we'll get rid of that one. We won't show that one again, and we'll try and get correct race results up in a moment. But of course, ever more, we will talk to our drivers in just a moment, so stick around if you want to hear from them. And there will be some great words for these drivers. It'd be great to see what they've got to say. Do you want to talk to them this time?
I'll let you do the talking. I'll come in with some quips. But I'm just really chuffed, and MSL, we love racing.
Yeah, you do indeed, and you've definitely supported the correct championship on this one, as we've had some fantastic racing on that one. But as we get the drivers joining in to the chat channel in just a moment, we shall get a brief word on them. I believe we're just waiting on our 3rd place man of Butler to join us, and we go through. But again, a recap on that one, a fantastic race 1 that we saw, very close racing all the way through, and again race 2 also didn't disappoint. There was lots to talk about. So I have just been told by the man in my ear that we don't have Rob Butler, so we will talk now to the other drivers. So 2nd place on the track, Jack McIntyre. A disaster in turn 2 at the start of the race, but managing to close that up.
Yeah, not the greatest of starts to the season. Race 1 was similar as well. I was in a few incidents, but managed to get a reasonable result out of that. So, yeah, after that first few corners, I'm chuffed to be able to get back up to 2nd, get a double podium for the team as well.
Jack, it's Martin Jones, MSL. You looked as if you were really enjoying the rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's great fun. We've done 2 front-wheel drive series now with VRRC and MSL, and yeah, it's great to get the back end out now.
Yeah, great to see you enjoying yourself, mate.
Fantastic effort there from Jack in second place. Dave, Marshall, again, 2 race wins in one evening in a completely different car from the touring cars, and again showing that your skills can transfer to front to rear wheel drive.
I'll take that. I didn't expect to be coming away in race 2 with the win. Yeah, just had a good head on us at the start and drove really smart and held back when it was looking really congested, and everyone just seemed to keep tripping over themselves, and it was making my job fair easy to just try and get round them, to be fair. And then the grid started to expand, and Luke was gone. Fair play to Luke for his pace. I don't know what happened to him. I think he cut the track too many times or something and got a drive through. But he was a good 4 cars ahead of me, so he was on for the win there if he kept it on track. Yeah, and then it got to the end, and Rob put up one hell of a fight to try and get past. He makes that Mercedes very, very wide, and yeah, then managed to get past him somehow on the grass, and then ended up me and Jack fighting for first place, which is great for 10-10s, to be fair, to get the airtime and show what our coaching package can really offer.
Dave, Martin Jones here at MSL again. Your modesty becomes you. That was just a stonking drive. Loved every minute of watching you and Jack coming through the field. You must really enjoy the transition to the rear-wheel drive now, as I've just said. What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, rear-wheel drive's sort of a bit where I'm at. I'm a rally man at heart, and I love a Mark II going sideways. So yeah, I thought I wasn't until the cool down lap, and then I did actually spin it in front of Jack. So that was the laps there on the cool down. But yeah, it's great to know that you get a bit of understeer, and you can get the car to rotate just with the back end and use a bit of power. And I'm not going to say the car requires a bit more driving than front wheel drive, because I think front wheel drive requires a lot more flow and to carry a lot more mid corner speed. But these cars do make it fun to drive, but as you saw in race 2, it's not forgiven when you get a tap in the back end. So yeah, really chuffed with how this meeting's gone.
Congratulations, mate. Absolutely brilliant to watch, and credit to the series.
Cheers, mate.
Well, better late than never. Our third place man has joined the chat, Rob Butler. Rob, again, a podium for you here for race 2 for the GT4 eSeries. Third place, you must still be pleased with that.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, a bit disappointed, to be honest. And then on the last lap, I had just so much understeer all race. I just yeah, it was there's no chance touching the BMW around Imola. So yeah, it is what it is. A little bit disappointed, to be honest, but yeah, well done to Dave and Jack. They came through from the back, and we had a good race, but there was no chance I was keeping them behind. Stopping at apexes, and they just literally drive past you down the straight. So yeah, it is what it is, but yeah, podium's good.
Nice one, Rob. Martin Jones here again. Mercedes rear-wheel drive. It's great.
Yeah, the Mercedes is a good car. The balance is very good. It's good under braking, and the balance is good with light fuel, but just quite understeery in the race and extremely difficult to keep the tyres on in it for some reason. So I'll have to go away and work at that for next week.
I look forward to that, Rob. Love watching your race.
Which was good racing. Well done to the guys tonight, and yeah, an amazing event as always by VRRC, and thank you for the commentary, guys.
Pleasure, mate.
Excellent stuff. Great to talk to our top 3 there. The last person we're going to talk to today is a man who wasn't on the podium, but was probably still an important part of this championship. The owner, organizer, and founder of VRRC, Rich Hayden. Rich, how was that race for you?
Podium. I think I'm closer to a podium in Imola sat in my living room than I was in that race. But hopefully it looked well for everybody. I struggled. I got a little tap from behind in race 2 as well, so spun me round. Lots of damage. Had to pit for repairs. Had a 90 degrees left steering wheel, but other than that, it was fun.
Thought you were spending more time on the beach, like going to Rimini.
Oh, mate, I wish. Do you know what? I love this car. It's a nightmare. It's a drift machine. It's an absolute drift machine. So with a couple of the technical sections of this track, it didn't like it at all. But I pulled it together and then unfortunately got collected and got quite a lot of damage. So I had to pit for repairs. There's no way I could continue.
Thanks for the entertainment again. That was great fun watching you, Rich. Love your enthusiasm and love your product. It's great for MSL. This is a great place to be for us.
Brilliant. Well, you're more than welcome, and long may it continue.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Excellent stuff. While talking to our drivers there, a fantastic race from both race 1 and race 2. Great to chat to them. So, of course, as we end this stream, of course, we just want to say thank you to everyone who was joining us on the stream for your comments. Thank you, Martin, for joining me in the commentary as well. Of course, for anyone wondering on the championship points, they will be till after the race is posted on social media, so they'll be totted up. And of course, everything goes to the stewards after this. This is where the drivers, you see the long queue of drivers at the steward's office, hanging their heads in shame, going in, getting a slap on the wrist. That's what we're going to be starting to see now.
Yeah, it's the naughty boy club, but thank you for that. I wouldn't like it to be too clean. Elbows were out. Some great driving, some not so, but that's entertainment, and that's what we're here for.
Definitely so. Well, of course, if you want to know more about the VRRC GT4 eSeries, head over to the website. You can see all the information on there and join in on the Discord chat as well. Now, you can get some access to some of the voice chats out there. You won't be able to talk, but you can listen in to the voice chats, so you can join in with us in some of the aspects, listening to what the drivers have to say. There's some hot lap competitions out there as well for drivers who are non-members, and of course, if you join the membership as well, there's loads of extra bonuses. So head over to the website and see what you can do in there. But a fantastic race on that one. A huge thanks to MSL as well for sponsoring today's racing, and of course the series. And again, huge thanks to you, Martin. You've been fantastic today.
Yeah, it's great, and Mutual Appreciation Society, mate. That was great fun, and the guys provided us with the entertainment, which makes our job easy.
They do indeed. And the last and not but least, thank you to say, of course, is from Mike Yao at Simply Race for providing the stream for you guys, lovely people to watch. So again, a huge shout out to him as well. But from us here at VRRC for the GT4 eSeries, that is us. Until next time at Mazzano.
Between the two of them, the inside of Coates, Barker gets too heavily involved, and that's Whitehead and Coates.